The conversation around U.S. citizenship and immigration enforcement is changing in ways many people didn't expect. Recently, more attention is being given to how past financial mistakes, especially tax-related issues, may affect the stability of naturalized citizenship. This topic is growing because federal agencies are reviewing older records more carefully than before. For immigrants and naturalized citizens, it's important to understand how these updates work and what they actually mean. A key part of this discussion is denaturalization, the process where citizenship obtained through naturalization can be reviewed or questioned. In the past, this usually involves serious cases, but now the focus sometimes includes accuracy of information, honesty on forms, and consistency in financial records. When applying for citizenship, applicants must show good moral character, and financial honesty is considered part of that. This doesn't mean every tax mistake is a problem. Many tax issues are small, accidental, or corrected directly with the IRS. However, agencies can still re-examine whether certain information should have been disclosed during the naturalization process. Examples include underreported income, misapplied deductions, overseas assets, or returns that were corrected later on. Sometimes issues come from using an inexperienced tax preparer. Even then, the applicant is responsible for the information submitted. Immigration officers mainly look for honesty, clarity, and consistency, not perfection. It's also important to understand that denaturalization is a civil process. There is no jury, no criminal charge, and no time limit on reviewing past applications. This is why accuracy and transparency matter. Groups who may feel more affected include recent naturalized citizens, small business owners, freelancers, and people who amended tax returns after becoming citizens. Advocates point out that natural-born citizens only face financial penalties for tax mistakes, not citizenship issues. Because of this difference, many people are calling for clearer rules and more consistent standards. If anyone is concerned about their situation, reviewing past tax filings and seeking professional advice can help. Staying consistent with future filings also supports long-term stability. The most important message is simple: not every mistake is serious, but being informed and prepared is the best way to stay protected. As immigration and financial systems become more connected, understanding how they overlap helps individuals stay confident about their status and their future. In recent months, discussions about digital policies in Europe and their impact on online platforms have grown noticeably. Many people are paying close attention because new regulations are influencing how companies operate, how platforms manage content, and how users experience online communication. One common topic is how certain European rules may affect the relationship between large global tech platforms and government expectations. Some observers note that platforms face increasing regulatory responsibility, including transparency requirements, safety standards, and compliance with local laws. Others point out that maintaining open spaces for communication is important for users who value broad access to information and diverse perspectives. Across Europe, many people are joining online platforms to connect with others, share opinions, and participate in public discussions. For many users, the ability to communicate openly and exchange viewpoints is an important part of being active in the digital world. This conversation is bigger than a single fine or a single policy. It's part of a wider discussion about Europe's identity, how digital regulation should work, and how countries across the region want to shape the future of online communication. Everyday users often express concerns about topics such as economic changes, community development, energy costs, and how decisions are made at different levels of government. These concerns vary widely, and people discuss them from many different perspectives. Some individuals feel that regulations should support innovation and ensure accountability, while others believe policies should focus on protecting users from misinformation or harmful content. The balance between safety, openness, and innovation is a continuing debate. Many citizens also express interest in having meaningful opportunities to participate in discussions about policy changes. They want clarity, transparency, and a sense that their voices matter. When online platforms provide spaces where people feel heard, those spaces naturally become active and widely used. At the same time, platforms must navigate legal requirements in different regions. If compliance becomes difficult or costly, companies sometimes reassess their operations. This raises questions about how future digital environments will look and how users will stay connected to global conversations. Most experts agree that stable digital development requires cooperation between governments, companies, and the public. Innovation grows where creative ideas are supported, where new technologies can be tested, and where businesses can operate with clear expectations. Europe's ongoing debate highlights the importance of maintaining both user rights and digital responsibility. As policies evolve, many people hope for a balanced approach that encourages innovation while keeping online spaces respectful, accessible, and safe. Over the past 2 decades, many major digital platforms and breakthrough technologies have come from countries like the United States and parts of Asia. Europe, however, has generally taken a different approach. focusing more on regulation than building large-scale platforms of its own. Today, that regulatory approach is raising new global debates about how online platforms should operate and how speech should be managed on the internet. What we're seeing now is a moment where long-standing assumptions about online governance are being re-examined. For years, tech companies worked to follow regional rules, adjust moderation systems, and cooperate with governments in exchange for access to international markets. But expectations have grown more complex, and many people believe the balance between regulation and open communication is shifting. Some recent regulatory actions in Europe have sparked discussions worldwide. Many observers believe these steps could influence how online speech is handled across different regions. The situation has led citizens in multiple countries to wonder how future regulations might impact their own access to online platforms. This moment is significant because it raises important questions about transparency, user rights, and how much control governments should have in shaping online conversations. People are now more aware of how moderation works, and trust in institutions is being debated more openly. Many individuals are asking who decides what information is allowed, how decisions are made, and what checks exist to prevent overreach. The conversation is also moving beyond Europe. Other countries, including the United States, are reacting and sharing their own viewpoints. This is turning what some expected to be a local regulatory issue into a larger international discussion about the future of digital communication. Another key point is that controlling one platform no longer controls the entire conversation. When restrictions appear in one place, users often migrate to other apps, build new spaces, or explore alternative tools. This has encouraged innovation and has inspired people to look for new ways to share their thoughts online. Many analysts believe the timing also matters. Compared to 10 or 20 years ago, the public now has more sources of information and more ways to verify claims independently. This has made people more careful and more questioning when official explanations are given. Overall, the current situation is prompting people to take a closer look at how digital regulation should work. Some believe the measures protect public safety and improve transparency. Others see them as limiting open discussion. Regardless of the viewpoint, these debates are encouraging more people to think critically about the future of online communication. As this story continues, it will influence not just one region but potentially the global digital environment. The long-term impact may shape whether online spaces remain open for diverse viewpoints or move toward more structured and managed systems. If you found this explanation helpful, feel free to share your thoughts. What do you think is driving these changes? Do you believe the future of online platforms will involve more regulation, more openness, or something in between? Your perspective adds to the conversation and helps others understand the issue as well. Thank you for watching and staying informed. Keep asking questions, keep exploring new ideas, and stay curious about how technology continues to shape our world.